I've seen many people screw up an event because they sell too much. I don't sell very much at my events. One time at the end of my event, I have an application for people to apply to join my highest program. A confused mind does nothing. It does nothing. So they must feel clear. The first thing that they must be clear on is that they have a problem. They need to know. They can't just have the problem. They need to know that they have the problem. There are 4 emotions that a person must experience in order to take action. The first emotion that they must feel is, I'm Chris Duncan, and this is Self-Made Millionaire. If you've done all the courses, meditated, journaled, healed your inner child, but are still feeling stuck, you're not alone. After helping thousands of driven entrepreneurs like you, I discovered the real shift isn't in fixing yourself. It's in creating from your superconscious. This podcast will help you to break the loop, stop oscillating, and finally build a business that gives you time, wealth, and true freedom without burning out. Let's dive in. Here's how to make over $3 million a year selling transformational retreats. If you're a transformational expert, this is the answer for you to grow your business, make money, and have an amazing time. I just got back from Africa where I took people out to the most amazing experience of their life, where we were out there, on safari, checking out the animals, full conservation. The only things we shot them with was an iPhone or a Samsung, all out there enjoying the animals. And we would go see lions and the zebras and the buffalo in the natural environment, and then come back and do amazing transformational retreats. And I ran this 11-day retreat. In fact, we had 6 of these sold out with over 24 people at each one. And at the end of this, I took a day out. And I sat there and reflected on this fact that I just put on this amazing 11-day retreat. People, they loved it. They were so happy about it, but also it was very profitable. In fact, very, very profitable. And it made me think about the journey that I've been on to get to that point and sharing it with you. Maybe you're starting out as a transformational coach or expert or speaker, or maybe you're even an author, and you would love to get paid to put retreats on and workshops around the world. Well, I want to share with you exactly how to do that so you can do it in the right way, because I've made every mistake. In fact, I've probably forgotten more things than you could know about how to put on retreats and seminars. I've been doing it since 2010. It all started in 2008 when I went to an Anthony Robbins seminar, and I was there watching him up on stage, and everyone's clapping and enjoying it and loving it. And I'm just looking around the room, counting the amount of people are in there and multiplying it by the $3,000 that I'd spent to go. He'd made $9 million in sales for that 4-day event or 3-day event, whatever it was, and that blew me away. And that was the moment I knew what it is that I wanted to do. And I want to just ask you, when did you know that you wanted to be a transformational expert or speaker? That was my moment. I saw everyone else clapping, having a great time. I'm just looking at them, transforming lives, making tons of money. I said, I want to do that. It took me on this huge journey. I had to learn, online marketing, speaking, how to write content and books, and all these other things other than the one thing I wanted to do. I started out with a business called Legends Academy, where I taught men confidence, and I'd put on meetups all around Australia and New Zealand. I learned how to get people to an evening seminar and then get them to a 3-day event. And I was burnt out. After the first year of doing this, after putting on session after session after session, it was horrible. Luckily, though, I got employed by one of the top promoters in the whole world to actually put on his seminars. I was flown around to 13 countries in 2 years, and I learned the insides of one of the biggest personal development companies in the world. And so I was the speaker. So for 2 years, I was traveled around the world, and I did that. And I figured out the system. Then I came back and applied it to my business. For the next 5 years, I ran very profitable retreats in the business and personal development space and workshops. And then COVID hit. And COVID was the hardest thing ever. I had planned a whole series of events right across the United States, and I had to can it all and put everything online. This is one of the biggest challenges in my life. At that point, I think my staff wages was around about $240,000 per month. I had, it was a horrendously difficult time, but we moved the whole thing online, and the new model emerged. And this new model blew me away, and it's what I want to share with you, is you use your online coaching and marketing as no other thing than to get new customers. It's a customer acquisition tool. You don't have to make money from online. This is the single biggest mistake that all coaches are making. Everyone's got an online program. If you try to make money from your online program, you are going to miss out. Where you make your money is from offline retreats and workshops. You use the online courses and programs to pull people in, to pay for your advertising, basically to give money to Mark Zuckerberg or to Google, to get people in. That builds your database. From that database, you put on retreats. That's where you make your money. And this is a huge breakthrough. What this means is when I run safaris in Africa or put on an event in San Diego, it's all profit. All of the marketing has already been accounted for because we've shifted into the experience economy. People don't want to just sit back on the computer and attend a Zoom, and everyone's done that, you know? They don't want to sit there and go through a course by themselves. They want experience. They want so much more. So I started thinking about this. The reason why Africa and the safari is selling out so great, by the way, check out my email list because next year we're going to be taking people on a tour through Egypt. We're going to be doing a soul safari through Egypt. So make sure you're on the newsletter for that. The experience economy is where it's at. And I've got 3 steps for you if you want to step into being a transformational expert, running retreats that make tons of money, make tons of a difference, and fill your soul up. I'll share those steps right now. So the first step is you need to create an irresistible product path. You need to be clear on the person, the problem, and the product path. Okay, this is so crucial because you want to build a database of people who have the same problem, who have the same worldview, so then you can bring them across to your event. One of the keys about workshops, retreats, and events is that people enjoy connecting with others and building a community and friendship with people that are just like them. So you must choose one person to market to. Pick a person very clear, your ICP, your target market, have a clear person, whatever that is to you. Ensure that this person has a very specific problem. Okay, remember, you must always sell a painkiller, never a vitamin. Make sure that they have a problem, something that a burning desire that they want to fix and they're willing to pay for it. And then the most important piece, once you've got the person, the problem, which is very simple, this is my person, this is their problem. This takes a bit of thinking, is you need to create a product path. As I shared with you before, you must have an online program that pulls people in, but do not expect to make money from that, okay? This is an SLO, a self-liquidating offer. This is your slow product. This is the product that basically just covers your ad spend, builds a database. I'm so lucky now to have 500,000 people on an email account that I can email and invite them to events. You want to have your product that does that. For me, this has been offering online courses, downloads. This has been offering my Magnetic Mind program. Make sure you have your first product. Make sure it's online. Do not make the mistake of going from cold traffic straight to event. It will just not work. So the first product is an online sale. The next thing is once they've bought that, as soon as they've purchased it, your salesperson gets on the phone and lets them know about the events that are coming up. I guarantee you, just because they've got the online product, just because they got that, doesn't mean they don't want to come to the in-person experience. Make the in-person experience at least 3 times more expensive than what it is you've already sold and invite them along to that. That is the key, is ensure that you have an online first sale and a quick upsell into the event. Third key is ensure that you have ongoing events. Once they come to one, they're going to want to come back again and again and again. So ensure you have multiple events. Create a path that brings them there. Last tip, so you have the slow offer, then you have your events. Have a one-on-one or premium VIP option that those who come to events, they can give you a little bit more, they can come to a dinner with you, or maybe get some one-on-one coaching. Ensure that you have this path lined out perfectly. Step number 2 is in order to get somebody to buy, you need to create emotional clarity. Many think that you need to sell, but in our industry, we're selling transformation, we're selling the invisible. And the biggest problem is unlike selling a watch or a microphone or a car, you can't hold it. It's invisible. And in fact, it's even tougher than invisible, is that in selling transformation, the person only gets the benefit if they do the work. So they don't get the dopamine hit of the purchase straight away. And this is the problem. They don't get to drive out with it. They don't get to, wear it the next day. They don't get it unless they do work. So what you have to do is, in order to sell transformation, I've built 2 8-figure transformational businesses. I know a lot about this, is you actually have to create a result in your marketing. This is massive. You have to create a result for them in the marketing so they know and trust that they're actually going to get something out of this. If you don't create a result in the marketing, they have no idea if it's going to work for them. You cannot do what most of the people tell you to do, where you just explain it. You can't just explain it. It's not like selling fitness or dieting, where you can just explain, this is it. They don't even understand the transformation they're going to get from your process. So you have to take them through and experience it. What you must do is create emotional clarity. Okay, to create emotional clarity, it means that the person is bought into the future vision of who they can be through your process, and they're clear on how it's going to work. Now, there are 4 pieces of clarity and 4 emotions that a person must experience in order to take action. And here's what they are. The first emotion that they must feel is hope. They must feel hope. Hope, by definition, is the future is going to be better than the current reality. Second is trust. They must feel trust that you are not going to let them down. They must feel excitement. This is vision. The difference between excitement and anxiety, by the way, is you're both visioning the future. One, you're seeing it go well. The other, you're seeing it go bad. So they must be excited. They must see the future going well. Hope, trust, excitement. And the last one is urgency. There must be a reason for them to buy now. Why do they need to do this now? If you don't give them a reason to do it now, unfortunately, they'll just say, I'll come back to this. And when it comes to transformation, the easiest thing to do is say, I'll come back to this. So those are the 4 pieces of emotion you must create in your presentation. And then there's 4 pieces of clarity. By the way, when I say presentation, this is how you're going to present your offer. This can be written, this can be a video, which is my favorite format, I guess it could be audio. I don't know. I've never done an audio, but I mean, typically this is written in an email or on a web page and done with video. So those are the 4 emotions. Now there's 4 pieces of clarity. They must get clarity. They must feel clear. Remember, a confused mind does nothing. It does nothing. So they must feel clear. The first thing that they must be clear on is that they have a problem. If they're not clear that they have a problem, meaning that there's something wrong in their life, there's a problem, there's some gap between where they are and where they want to be, they need to know. They can't just have the problem, they need to know that they have the problem. The second thing is they must be clear that you are the person that can actually help them. So problem, then person. If they're not clear about your credentials, who else you've already helped, if they're not clear that you're the right person, then they're simply not going to take action. They must be clear on the path. So what is step 1, 2, 3, 4? What is my path? How do I get there? What do I do? They must be clear on the path. If they don't know the path, they're not going to get there. And lastly, they must be clear on the product. So those are the 4 Ps. They must be clear on the path, the person, the problem, and the product. And so the product clarity is crucial. I love letting people know this is my online course, then I have live events, and then I have a one-on-one. I love them being clear on how the product goes. So what you must do is you must, step 1, create an irresistible product path. Get clear on the person, the problem, and then the path. Step 2 is then you actually must create a way to present and communicate 4 pieces of clarity and 4 pieces of emotion. Hope, trust, urgency, excitement, person, path, problem, and whatever the last one, product. So the last step is you must now put a promotion together that gets the person to see the presentation. Real quick, if you're a driven entrepreneur who's done all the work but still feels stuck, or like you're oscillating between progress and burnout, I've got something really powerful for you. I'm running a live training where I'll show you how to unlock your superconscious so you can finally create the freedom, wealth, and impact you're here for. Hit the link in the show notes to save your spot. And now, back to the episode. So step 3, once you have your presentation organized and you're very clear on your product path, you need to have a profitable promotion. And now what I've found is right now, there are some very specific promotions that work extremely well. And they've been working for years for me. The first one I first did in 2014, which is a challenge. I started out as a 21-day challenge. I went down to a 10-day challenge. I've done a 7-day challenge, 5-day challenge. Now we're doing a 3-day challenge. A challenge is really good for cold traffic. A challenge is delivered as a series of videos or emails over a specific time that has a clear result. Typically, it's under $100 or free. I do mine for free with a VIP upgrade. The reason why I like a challenge is in a challenge, a person's going to get a result. Remember, you need to give somebody a result so that they believe that what you're selling and what you're doing is going to work for them. So I do a challenge. So what I'd suggest is if you want to get more leads, right now the challenge is the single best way for us to bring new leads into our business. It's not fantastic at getting people to purchase. I'll talk about that in a second, but it is really good at leads and really good at getting somebody into a low ticket under $100. Fantastic at that. So a challenge is very, very good. So my question is what is it that you could challenge new people to do? Is it a 5-day meditation challenge, 5-day this, 3-day that? What challenge, 3-day eating healthy challenge? What could you do to get people a result so they can understand that you're the right person, that they have a problem, everything I just covered? The second profitable promotion is a webinar. Every, I guess, second month since 2011, I've heard someone say webinars are dead. I've done webinars 3 to 4 times every single week for about 15 years. I've done it on GoToWebinar, I've done it on Zoom, I've done it on GoToMeeting, I've done it on Facebook Live, I've done it on Periscope, I've done it on YouTube Live, I've done it on YouTube. I have done this thing on Demio, I have done this on now, I've done it live on Go High Level, I've done it on ClickFunnels. I have done webinars for a very long time. In fact, I'm grandfathered into Go High Level from a 2011 purchase. I'm probably one of the only people that still get it for $9 a month. I believe right now it's at $399 a month. I've been doing webinars for a heck of a long time, and I can show you some photos of a very, very young me doing webinars. It's hilarious. Anyway, webinars always work. Here's why they work. Because a person wants to solve their problem for free. I'm telling you. They work because people want to solve a problem for free. People tell me, Chris, people don't watch webinars. And when I relaunched my business, right, I sold my other business, I came back and said, oh, webinars are old school, man. No one does webinars in 2015. I'm getting 11x ROAS on my webinars right now, 2025, right? Like they're just, anyway, they tell me it's 10 years old, but the truth is they work. And the reason why they work is they filter people who actually want to change their life. And you tell them on this webinar, I'm going to change your life for free. They turn up and what they realize is they want more. Webinars is the single easiest way to get people into your self-liquidating offer. And it's also a great way to get people into your retreats and events. Put on a webinar, explain what it is, the transformation that you want to give them, what they'll get from the full training. And it's like a taste of how they're going to experience you. This third one, I have, this next promotion, I have over the years considered teaching this, but because it makes me so much money, I've never wanted to teach it. And I've taught it to a few people. And I first did this in 2014, and it's called a contest. And I ran this contest in 2014, and it still cracks me up. What I did was I said one person is going to win that I will build out your whole online business. And I'll fly you to Bali, Indonesia. I'll build out your whole business. It was a huge contest. We ended up making about $500,000 profit. Anyway, the way it works is you give what everyone wants away to one person. They win that, and everyone else pays half price, who takes a second prize. This is the simple, greatest way to get people into high ticket who are sitting on the fence, is because a contest, it makes someone tell you why they want it. So here's the key. Is you give away, and by the way, contest, I'm teaching you this, but a contest makes me minimum $150,000 every single month. It is the easiest way, and it changes one person's life massively. It is the easiest way to get people who are sitting on the fence who already know what it is you're doing. Here's how it works. You give one away and you tell everyone they must tell you why they should be the winner. You make them jump through hoops. They get one entry if they just fill in the application. They get a second entry if they then go post on their Facebook and tell everybody about how they want to win this amazing prize. They get a third entry if they go into the Facebook group and actually do a video about why they should win. They are so bought in. You spend a week. During that week, you educate them. They have to watch every single video and comment on every single video. So they watch the whole presentation because they want to win. They know that if they don't do it, they don't win. So at the end of this week, they've told their wife or their husband, their brother, their sister, they've posted on Facebook how they want to win this thing. They've talked themselves into it. Now, you draw one name out the hat and that person wins it. They get it for free and their life has changed. By the way, if you're watching this and you're a contest winner, because you know I've done a few of these, comment under this video because, I've got a list of you and I know how much your life changed by winning it for free. You do give one away for free, the biggest thing. Then everybody else gets it half price. Everyone else who chooses to take action gets the exact same thing, half price. They are so bought in. They see that you're a good person. They see you gave one away, and everyone else takes half price. If you put these three things together, you will sell out retreats. You have the challenge to begin with. Some people will take action, webinar into your low ticket offer, and then contest to win the big thing. Think about it, and I can show you so many examples of how I've done this. Win a 5-day experience in the Gold Coast. We pay for your accommodation. We pay for everything. Win a ticket. It's going to change your life. Blah, blah, blah. Do you see? That's what you win. Half price for all the second place people. God, we've done it in San Diego. We've done it in Africa. We've done it in Indonesia, Bali. We've done it everywhere. It is such a good thing. And so those are the first 3 promotions, and the last one is the application. When you have somebody that's at your event, I've seen many people screw up an event because they sell too much. I don't sell very much at my events. One time at the end of my event, I have an application for people to apply to join my highest program. What they do is they fill out a form, they apply, I take them for lunch, and only those that apply hear about the offer. I've seen many people screw this up, and people have paid good money, $1,000, $2,000 to an event. They turn up to an event and they just get pitched the whole time. They turn up to a retreat, they get pitched. You come to mine, that will never happen. On the final day, I'll say, here's what you could do next. Come to lunch and I'll tell you more about it, but it's only for those who want it. And that is the fourth of my third step of profitable presentations. So if you're wanting to put on transformational retreats, comment underneath the number one thing you'd love to teach people and where in the world would you like to take them? Because the experience economy is here. There is way too much competition in the online world. If you're somebody that truly wants to make a difference and make money, give up this idea that the online world is where you're going to make the money. Use the online world to build your database. Use the online world as a self-liquidating offer to create the wave of people who know, like, and trust you so you can allow them to come to an event. The first thing you need to do is to get your irresistible products together. The second thing, you need to create an emotional clarity presentation. And the third is you need to have profitable promotions. If you'd like help doing this, reach out to me and my team. We do take on a select amount of people where we can help actually put this all together. We have a sales and marketing team can come in behind, but you do need to be committed to a big result. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Bye for now. If you got value from today's episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the real conversations and tools to help you break the cycle so you can create a business and life you actually love. If you're ready for more support, check out the link in the show notes. I'm running a live training where you'll learn how to unlock your superconscious and start scaling with purpose, profit, and peace. And don't forget to follow me on all socials at Chris M. Duncan. Remember, stop solving problems, start creating your future.